Well, hello, my fellow Americans. I want to talk a little bit about economy tonight. You know, we have 92 million people out of work, some people say, and all they want to talk about is immigration, taking down Confederate flags, everything but what's important to this country. We got 15, 16, 17 candidates that I have no faith in whatsoever to do anything for our country. Most of them are going to be rhinos. There might be a couple, but they're going to be bought and paid for. So I want to go back to 2011 in a speech that Governor Palin did in Indianapolis, Iowa, when she talked about her 5-point plan. And one of the things she talked about was the corporate tax. Now, she was very specific because Republicans normally get blamed for the fact that we like companies and big business and so forth, but in all reality, the Democrats are just as guilty. They take all kinds of big money and lobbyists and so forth for their campaigns and that. But Governor Palin has a proven record of job increases in Alaska and debt reduction. So part of her plan was she talked about the corporate tax. Now, the United States has the highest corporate tax in the world at 35%. What Governor Palin started to say was if she were president, she would lower that corporate tax to 0. Now, before you all get excited, let's think about it. That's regular capitalism we're talking about. We're not talking about crony capitalism where companies are in a business with the government and they pat each other on the back. She's talking about lowering the corporate tax to 0%, and then companies will get no bailouts. If their bad decisions put them out of business or in harm's way, too bad. That's true capitalism, market driven. So now let's think about this capitalism, or let's think about this corporate tax being lowered to 0. You're never going to have a rhino. There is no Republican that is going to do that, go that low. But let's think about that a minute. If the corporate tax was 0, where do you think all those companies that the United States sent overseas is going to come? You think they're going to continue to pay 5, 10, 15%, whatever it is overseas or whatever country they're in? No, they're businessmen. They want to make money. They're going to come back to America. Now let's take that up a notch higher, because she didn't go this far. But if the American companies come back, what about the foreign companies? What about the Brits and the French and the Spanish, maybe even the Chinese and the Japanese? Don't you think they might want to make more money too and invest more in this country? Now we're talking lots of jobs just from the Americans coming back. But with these other foreign countries, we're talking hundreds of thousands of jobs, millions of jobs. Now let's crank this up one more notch. With millions of jobs, that means more tax revenue. Oh wow, and guess what else that means? Let's crank that up another notch. That's that much more money going into Social Security. That's going to be higher paying jobs, and it's going to take a long time to get there because there's going to be a lot of young people getting those jobs, not 50 and older. So all those new jobs created is going to be great for our young people. They're going to have long-term work, which means going to be long-term money going into Social Security. So now, do we really think Governor Palin doesn't know what she's talking about? After her record in Alaska, there's none of these people, all of them together, put together, cannot match what she did in Alaska in 3 years. Thank you, my fellow Americans. Just stew on that a while. Bye now.